moments when the light itself betrays us, when illumination no longer comforts, and the sun we once worshipped fades to coal. It is here in the abyss of unknowing that the ancient alchemists spoke of another sun, a hidden one, black as pitch, burning with a light that cannot be seen by ordinary eyes. I remember the first time I encountered the symbol, Sol Niger, the black sun, a circle within a circle, radiating dark rays upon a field of shadow. It was not merely an emblem, it was a wound in the sky, a symbol of the soul's undoing. They said enlightenment begins not with ascent, but with descent. The alchemist must first die before he can live. His consciousness dissolved, his false gold turned to ash. So begins the Nigredo, the blackening, the sacred disintegration that purifies the spirit through the crucible of despair. And I too would descend, not into sin nor into evil, but into the unlit cavern of myself, where the discarded truths smolder. The black sun awaited there, whispering, "To find the light, you must pass through the darkness that hides it." Long before modern psychology, the alchemists mapped the human soul in metal and flame. Their furnaces were temples, their formulas were prayers. In the heart of every operation stood a paradox, that from corruption comes purification, and from death, rebirth. The black sun appeared in their manuscripts as a cryptic cipher, a shadowed orb eclipsing the golden sun, surrounded by serpents or ravens. It was the moment the work turned inward, when the outer light failed and the seeker's own fire had to sustain the process. To them, Sol Niger was not evil. It was the prima materia, the unrefined chaos that contained all possibilities, lead and gold, sin and sanctity, shadow and radiance, all imprisoned in the same dark matter. In that darkness, something sacred sleeps. It is the divine seed buried in the soil of the unconscious, waiting for the alchemist's courage to awaken it. And so each of us must one day become the vessel, sealed, heated, and remade, until the black sun rises within, unseen by the world, yet known by the soul. To enter the Nigredo is to stand naked before the abyss. Every mask falls away, every illusion of purity burns to smoke. This is the crucifixion of the self, the dark night of the soul spoken of by the mystics. In my own descent, I felt the world withdraw, colors dimming, meanings collapsing, the old faiths turning to dust in my hands. It was not punishment, it was initiation. The death of who I thought I was, so something deeper could speak. Alchemically, the Nigredo was symbolized by the raven, black wings unfolding at midnight, feeding upon decay. Spiritually, it is the confrontation with the shadow, the forgotten wounds, the denied desires, the truths we fear to name. But to the alchemist, nothing in nature is evil. Even the putrefaction of the soul is sacred, for it breaks the hard shell of ignorance. In rot, life begins anew, and beneath the black sun's rays, the seeker begins to remember. Darkness is not the absence of light, it is its womb. There is a secret older than Scripture, that the divine did not abandon matter, it became matter. Every atom hums with imprisoned radiance, and the black sun is its sigil. To the Hermetic mind, the cosmos is a mirror. The outer sun reflects the inner, and the inner sun, hidden in darkness, sustains all creation. The alchemist called it the anima mundi, the soul of the world, slumbering beneath the leaden crust of form. When the black sun rises in the vessel, it dissolves that crust. Lead turns to vapor, thought to silence, self to nothingness. and through that nothingness a subtle light begins to pulse. I saw it once in meditation, not with eyes, but with awareness itself, a radiant blackness that shimmered like oil upon water, a paradoxical brilliance that blinded by its invisibility. In that moment I understood what we call enlightenment is not the conquest of shadow, but the realization that shadow and light are lovers eternally entwined. Centuries later, Carl Jung rediscovered what the alchemists had veiled in symbol. He wrote of the soul Niger as the psychic process of individuation, the confrontation with the unconscious that precedes true integration. For Jung, the black sun was not myth, it was the mind's mirror. It appeared in dreams as a dark orb, a void that both destroyed and renewed the dreamer. To flee it was to remain fragmented, to face it was to become whole. He called it the illumination from below, the light that arises from beneath the threshold of awareness. Not divine grace descending, but human consciousness ascending through its own darkness. How strange that what the mystics once drew in gold leaf upon parchment became in the 20th century a symbol of psychology's deepest truth, that we cannot ascend until we have descended, that the road to heaven winds first through hell, and that within the pit of despair the hidden light waits patiently, unextinguished. There is danger in this doctrine. For if the black sun dwells within all things, then even what we call evil becomes a teacher. The mystics warn that not all who enter darkness return. Some mistake corruption for transformation, confusing the shadow's reflection for the true light. Thus, every initiation carries the risk of madness, the dissolution of the self without its rebirth. In the Middle Ages, such ideas were heresy. To claim that God could be found in darkness was to invite the pyre, and yet every mystic who walked the inner path spoke the same forbidden truth. The divine is complete only when the shadow is embraced. The black sun is not an idol. It is a reminder. It says, you are not made whole by rejecting what you fear, but by redeeming it. To illuminate the shadow is to heal the wound between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, self and soul. This is the hidden work, the magnum opus, concealed in every human heart. From the ashes of the Nigredo rises a new dawn. The alchemists called it the albedo, the whitening. When the purified soul gleams with the light it has reclaimed from darkness. In me that dawn was quiet. There was no thunder, no revelation, only a gentle certainty like the first breath after drowning. The same world surrounded me, yet every shadow shimmered with unseen gold. This is the paradox of the black sun. It destroys to create, blinds to make us see. The self that returns from its orbit around darkness is not the one that entered. It is lighter, simpler, yet infinitely more real. The alchemist would say, the stone has been made, the marriage of opposites consummated. The seeker would whisper, the darkness was never the enemy, it was the teacher. And so the ashes of despair become the soil of illumination, the death becomes the resurrection. The black sun, once feared, becomes the secret star guiding the great work itself. I stand now where light and shadow meet, and in the stillness between them I understand the riddle. There is only one sun, it merely changes color as we awaken to its depth. The golden sun warms the world, but the black sun illuminates the soul. One shines upon the eyes, the other shines within them. To know both is to complete the circle, to become the philosopher's stone itself. In every darkness a hidden light calls out. In every sorrow a secret gold gestates, and in every human being the black sun burns, silent, infinite, waiting to be remembered. The great work is not to escape the shadow, but to transmute it, not to deny death, but to turn it into life, not to reach the heavens, but to realize they were within us all along. So when you find yourself in night so deep that no star remains, remember, the sun is still there, only inverted, only hidden. Its light is not lost, it has gone underground, and if you dare to follow it, if you allow yourself to be unmade and remade, you too will see what the alchemists saw, that the black sun is not the end of light, but its true beginning. You've been watching the Esoteric Unveiled, exploring hidden orders, forgotten truths, and forbidden knowledge. Like and subscribe.